Hi, my name is Angelica and welcome to your Bodilcub Pilates mat workout. And today's focus will be on your waist, or if you're anatomically inclined, your obliques. Now don't worry, we are going to be working the full body. And if you have a Pilates ball handy, that would be excellent. As well as some 1 kilo weights or half a kilo, but no more than 1 kilo I would recommend. Now, if you don't have weights to hand, that's totally okay. You can consider cans of tomatoes or beans, anything in your pantry, or some water bottles filled up with half a liter of water. Now let's get started. We're going to be in the seated position, and I want you to grow tall as if someone's pulling the crown of your head with a string. From here, we're going to reach our left hand up, and then we side bend over. And just keeping it nice and simple, as if you're painting a rainbow, reaching up and then over to stretch out the left side body. Now, as you're doing this, think about your sit bones, just reaching down towards that floor to encourage a deeper stretch, a longer stretch of that side. Now, once you've got the hang of it, you can start to focus on your breath, breathing in through the nose and then exhaling through the mouth. Good. Couple more here. Last one, we hold, grounding into the sit bones. Breathing in to prepare, and as we exhale, restack your spine. Now with that hand that we've taken up and over, take it to the opposite side of your head and tilt your head towards the left to encourage a stretch along the neck. A little bonus. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, let the tension out. Ear towards shoulder. Last breath here. And exhale, melt everything away. Return to your starting position and we go straight to the other side, reaching the hand up and then over, painting the rainbow. Now don't be shy about your breath. You're welcome to let out a big exhale. In Pilates, we like to make an audible breath as if we are blowing out candles of a birthday cake. 2 more here. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We hold. Sit bones grounding down. Take an inhale breath to prepare. Fill the lungs up with air. As we exhale, stack the spine. Grab onto the side of the head and tilt gently. So we put that same stretch onto the other side of the neck to balance out. Take an inhale breath here. Exhale, let it go. We inhale once more. And then we exhale, restack the spine, hands to the floor. We're going to transition into a 4-point kneel. So wrists beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your hips, shoulder and hip distance apart. From here, going into a cat-cow. So just rounding the back to start off with, looking through the legs. Take an inhale breath. Dip the belly, looking up towards the sky, and as we exhale, round that back. Now you don't have to follow my tempo here. The essence of this is just to warm up the spine into flexion as we round the back and extension as we shine the chest forward. Keeping the breath going. And we can start to pay attention to other parts of the body here. Shoulders rolling back and down. Our pelvis tilting backwards and forwards, tailbone pointing up in this case, and tailbone threading through in between the thighs when we're flexing. Maybe start to draw some circles here, or the number 8. So this is where you can start to get a bit creative. We're just trying to warm up into the hips. Maybe go forward and back. All we're trying to do here is warm up. 1 more breath, and then we're going to meet. Exhale, meeting now in the 4-point kneel like when we started. And we're going to wake up into the waist just that little bit more. So finding that stability in your 4-point kneel, let's focus on the shoulders rolling back and down. Spine is neutral, so it's long, parallel to the floor. From here, we take that right leg behind, we extend it. Notice my heel is lifted and my toes are flexed. From here, we take that knee, that right knee, you can look back if you like, and then we start to bring that right knee towards the right elbow. We kick it away. Right knee towards elbow, kick it away. simple move here. So everything we just spoke about will apply. And I want you to think about shooting a laser out towards that toe to make that leg super long when we kick it away. You'll start to feel this in the right side body. And then if you're feeling a little bit more fancy, try to take that knee out as far out to the side as you can, like you're drawing a semicircle. 2 more here. Last one, we keep that leg extended away, looking forward for me here, beyond the yoga mat. With that left foot now, we tuck the toe under. Here's going to be a bit of fancy transition here. Push into the floor. We find the 3-legged dog. And we tap and lift. So you'll feel a stretch in the back of the left leg. We're working into the glute, and the chest is still directing towards the thighs. 2 more here. Last one, keep that leg lifted in your 3-legged dog. Bend into the knee, hip opener. We draw circles with our right knee. Keep breathing here. Keep pushing your bum up towards the sky. Reverse your circles now. Inhaling, exhaling. 2 more. Last one, we straighten our hips out. Reach the leg out to 3-legged dog. Then from here, take an inhale breath. As we exhale, shift the weight forward. Bend into knee towards chest. Hold here for 4, 3, 2. Now we've got a little bit of a cheeky move here. Keep it here, keep pushing. Just bring the knee to the left, bring the knee to the right. You're cleaning the imaginary table that's beneath your knee. And you should be feeling quite warm here. Good. Keep that neck nice and long. 2 more here. And I promise there's a treat after this. Last one, we hold. Take a nice big breath here. Step the foot through. Drop the knees down. Look forward. Reach the hands up. And then take a nice big breath, let it go. Push the floor away, lean forward. And then as you inhale, reaching up to the sky, push the air away. So just a nice dynamic flow here, stretching out the hamstrings and the hip flexors. Inhale, exhale, push it away. Good. All right, so we're gonna finish now with the front leg bent. Reaching up, a little bit more oblique work. So we take the hands to your prayer position. We look forward. Now before we do this, it's important to think about your hip bones. We want to keep the hip bones pointing forward for this next bit, because it's very, very subtle. Keep the hip bones forward, drop the tailbone down, so a slight tuck of the pelvis. From here, bring the hands to prayer if they're not there already. Take an inhale breath. And as we exhale, we twist, leading with the chest, activating the obliques, to twist towards your front leg. We inhale, return to center, exhale, twist. Now the reason I cued the hip bones here is because the hip bones should be staying pointing forward the entire time. 2 more here. It's like you're wringing a tea towel. Last one. So imagine I'm squeezing a tea towel, that is your waist. And we'll feel the obliques engage here. For 2, for 1, return back to center. Reach the hands up to the sky, ground them down. Good. And then we just take the knees back. You've got a 4-point kneel. Bring yourself back to child's pose. Take a moment. Breathing in through the nose, exhale through the mouth. And we return ourselves back to the 4-point kneel. Now I'm going to turn around. You don't have to. It's just because you get to see the opposite side. So left leg this time. We extend it behind. And then from here, we take that left knee to the left elbow and we kick it away. So now you know the movement, I can give you some extra what I call sparkles. So I'm trying to keep my elbows pointing behind and not out to the sides. So the fronts of the elbows are staying forward. And I'm also focusing that my shoulders stay back and down. The last little sparkle I'll give you is that we try to shift the weight towards our working leg. We have a tendency to lean if we're not careful. I just grossly exaggerated that for effect. All right, 2 more here. Last one, holding up the legs, spine neutral, neck long. Tuck the right foot under this time. Push it up. You find your 3-legged dog, left leg in the sky. We tap
and lift. Tap and lift. Hip bones pointing down, and we're still shifting our weight back, chest towards the thighs. Inhale, exhale, let it go. 2 more here, keep breathing. Last one, we hold it up, bend into the knee, hip circles. Keep breathing here, making the circles big or as small as you'd like. Reverse the circles. 2 more. Last one, straighten that leg, 3-legged dog. Inhale, breath 2, prepare. As we exhale, bring that knee into the chest. Hold here for 4. Core is working hard for 3. 2, remember we keep the leg up here and we clean the imaginary table. Bringing the knee to the left and to the right elbow. Now, how are we encouraging this twist? It's the obliques, the body part of focus. Looking forward here for 2. For 1, knee in center, hold for 2. And 1, step it through, drop the knee down. Have a moment of respite here as you breathe and reach the hands up. Bring the air into the lungs. We shift the weight back. Shift the weight forward. Pressing the air away. Giving love and attention to the hip flexor and the hamstring of the left leg. Keep breathing. Now, this is another move where you don't have to follow my tempo here. Maybe you want to hold a little here for that length, or maybe you want to reach up and put more attention on the hip flexor. You're at home, it's your choice. All right, but for this next one, let's all meet up at the top here. Hands to heart center here, grow tall. Hip bones pointing forward. We take an inhale, breath 2, prepare. As we exhale, we twist. Left oblique, engaging in particular. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist. Inhale, center. 2 more like this, hip bones pointing forward. Last time, we hold it here. Inhale, return it back to center. Reach the hands up to the sky. Grounding the hands. Knees are matching, hands are matching. We're back in that 4-point kneel position. And then we take the hands, take the butt to the heels, hands away from the body. Take a child's pose. Now I'll turn to face you for the moment. And then just here, we can just walk our hands to one side. Your choice, keep the sit bones on the heels. Take a big breath in here. As we exhale, return to center. Take a breath, and as we go to the other side, we're just encouraging another stretch. Inhale, we exhale, return back. Walk your hands. I'm just going to turn again. So you should be back in your 4-point kneel. Cross the legs, swing your legs in front, and we're going to go into our ab work on the floor. So take your, actually you can take your ball. Now it's absolutely not necessary, but if you do have the ball or a pillow at home, you can take the ball and place it in between your thighs, and that will encourage some inner thighs to be running parallel instead of collapsing in or out. So come join me on the mat. We're going to warm up the spine first, just to give ourselves awareness, particularly in the lower back, of neutral, which is what we'll need to be. So I'll take the ball in between my legs, and we're going to start with our hands behind the head. Now make the head hang heavy and the elbows in line so that you can still see them. From here, we start off with getting more attention into the pelvis. So notice I've got a small arch in my lower back. This is what we're going to call neutral spine. Then from here, we're going to encourage a little more stability in the core. So from here, we take an inhale, start in neutral. Notice as I exhale, I tilt my pelvis forward. Then from here, you'll see that the arch of my lower back is quite pronounced. I can fit a whole arm underneath. I've tilted my pelvis forward. From here, we take an inhale, breath to prepare. We're going to transition to imprint. Use your ribs to hips. Use the obliques to draw the ribs to hips closer together. My spine is lengthened along the floor. My obliques are working, and I've got that additional core stability. We're going to do that again. We take an inhale, tilt the pelvis forward. Tailbone is heavy. back is arching. As we exhale, draw the ribs towards the hips, the pelvis will tilt back slightly, obliques engage to give you that strength that we're going to need for later in this class. You're welcome to stay here if you're new to Pilates, or if you're feeling quite experienced with your spine, you can return to neutral. In either way, we're going to practice whichever position you have with your spine. Your job is to keep it there. We take an inhale breath to prepare, nod the chin to chest. As you exhale, curl yourself up, head, neck, and shoulders off the floor. Notice my spine hasn't moved here. We take an inhale breath to stay, and as we exhale, roll down. Again, inhale, nod. We exhale, curl up, six pack engaging. Inhale to stay, exhale, roll down. We've got two more like this. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up, gaze looking in between your legs at the ball. Inhale to stay, exhale, lower down. On the next one, we're going to stay up. We inhale, prepare, nod the chin, exhale, curl up, and we stay. From here, we're going to add a little bit more pulses just to warm this section up a little bit more. I'm going to release a little and then focus on my chest. And from here, the chest is going to pulse up slightly. We pulse up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one and hold. And then we roll back down. Now we're going to add on to this series. Starting in the same position as we did before, we inhale to nod to lengthen the back of the neck, and we exhale, we curl up. From here, we're going to add some obliques into this. We twist to the left-hand side, and then we inhale, return to center. Twist to the right-hand side, return to center. So each time I'm twisting, I'm actually thinking less about the elbow to the opposite knee. I'm thinking more about the elbow reaching to the floor. My spine is staying in shape that I started off with, either neutral or imprint. And I'm taking my time here so I can really get the quality of the twist. That's tea towel analogy, applying very much so here. 2 more here. Last one. We hold it up. This is my sparkle challenge to finish. See if you can lift up ever so slightly more. We squeeze the ball here for 8, 7. Now, of course, you don't have a ball here. It's totally fine. Just squeeze the thighs together for 4, 3, 2, and 1. And release down. Well done. Take the ball out. And then we're going to switch sides. So flipping onto our belly now. We're going to work onto our back. Work on our back, rather. We work on our shoulders. So our arms in this position will be by the sides. Our shoulders are flopped forward, feet are parallel. And we want to encourage our pubic bone to ground onto the floor. So we take an inhale to prepare. We squeeze the shoulder blades together. As we exhale, we hover the chest off the floor. Notice my neck is long, and I'm driving the pubic bone into the floor to keep the lower back from arching too much. We inhale to stay, and we exhale, roll down, flop the shoulders forward. You've got 2 more like this. We inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Exhale, hover. We inhale to stay. We exhale, roll down. We've got 1 more here, and then we're going to add on. Now, this is a really good exercise to reverse all that movement that we spend flexed when we're sat at our desks. Now let's add on to this. We inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades like before. We exhale, we hover. Now with the hands now, we flip the palms, so the palms are facing towards the ceiling and we're still in the hovered position. Focusing on your shoulders and less on your hands. The shoulders will lift, help you lift your arms and lower. Lift the arms and lower. So now we're introducing some tricep work and an isometric hold on the back. So that's why we're staying hovered. I can still fit a hand between the mat and the nose. 6 more here. Shoulders working here, pubic bone driving into the floor for 4 and 3, 2. Last one, we hold and we relax down. We've got 1 more set like this. Now, resetting the spine here, keeping the spine neutral, pubic bone into the ground. We squeeze the shoulder blades together and we hover. Now you start to feel a little bit into your lower back. You're welcome to keep your distance a little bit closer to the mat. It's more important to keep that spine in a neutral position. We squeeze the shoulder blades together. We press the hands up and up. Use the shoulders to do this. We've got 6, 5, 4, have a smile in there too, 3, 2, last one we hold, and then we roll ourselves down. And I'll give you a bit of a moment to relax before we shall stretch. Another thing that I've been really loving at the moment is adding a Sphinx pose. So shoulders in line with your elbows. Elbows make a number 11 on the mat, palms wide. From here, we draw the ribs to hips together like in the last exercise, and we squeeze the glutes. And from here, this allows our chest to be proud, shoulders back and down, and our hip flexors to be in an opened position. Take a couple breaths here. It's important to keep the core active here to protect the lower back. And we hold here for 2. Hold position, don't forget to breathe. Last one. And then we can relax everything down. Press into the hands. And we find a shell stretch. So this is slightly different to a child's pose. We round the back like a rainbow. We have our hands by our sides. And we're trying to decompress the vertebrae. So if you experience a little bit of tension in the back extension because of the vertebrae pressing more into each other than is comfortable for you, this is the time to stretch it out. Nice big breath in, filling the lungs up with air. Exhale, let it go. Inhale. We exhale, let it go. And then we roll ourselves up to a seated position. Now we turn the legs so they're in front. Our knees are bent. In this section, you will need your weights. From here, we grab onto our weights. Our weights are in hands, our palms are facing down, and we're going to start in a vertical position. We're going to focus on flexing the spine in this series, and we're going to add some twisting whilst we're there, also known as Pilates C Curve. Sitting up nice and tall to begin with, we then round the mid and upper back, so we're looking down towards the floor. The lower back is still in a vertical position, but my core is engaged in that C curve. We take an inhale breath to prepare, looking down. As we exhale, roll ourselves back. Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, roll back. Inhale, roll forward. My gaze is down. As we exhale, we roll back and make sure your shoulders are down. 2 more like this. Last one. And we hold it here. Keep scooping the belly so my pelvis is tilting back slightly to encourage the C curve position. We take the hands into, so that the fists are by each other, our elbows are by the sides, and we twist to one side. That same principle applies with the hip bones. Keep them forward as you twist. You've got 6, 5, 4, and 3, 2, last one, we'll hold. Then we release those hands together. We just go up, arms go down, arms go up, arms go down. You're holding into that twist for 2 more. Last one, return to center, keep that position. We twist to the left-hand side now. Then from here, we go to center and twist. Center and twist. Keep the hip bones pointing forward. 4 more. 3, 2, last one, and hold it in that twist. Arms go up and down. Arms go up and down. 2 more. Last one, return to center, and we go up and over. Growing ourselves nice and tall. Then from here, add a challenge. You can use your weights for this series. It's just my way of transitioning to the floor in a fancy way, or you can drop them to the sides, your choice. So we're practicing that C curve once more to lower down to the ground. From here, reach the hands up, weights or not, and we can pretend we're punched in the belly. We're going to roll down in 8. Notice my pelvis tilted back in 6, and 4, and 2. Every vertebrae touching the floor on its own accord for 1. Hands into pistol position. And we find our imprint position like what we did before. So we tilt the pelvis forwards, so that large arch in the lower back. From here, draw the ribs to hips together to get that core engagement that we need. This is particularly useful when your legs are up in the air, like what we have for tabletop position right now. So my spine is lengthened, my head's on the ground to begin with, and my hands are in a pistol position. From here, we're going to nod our chin to chest to prepare. As we exhale, we curl up our left we're pointing the pistol towards the outside of the left knee. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, lower down. Again, we inhale, point the pistol up. As we exhale, curl up, we twist to the right-hand side. Inhale to stay. Exhale, lower down. This will be in 2 layers, so I want you to focus on 2 things here. The ability to keep the pelvis still. We're holding a cup of tea in the middle of those hip bones. We're trying not to let the pelvis tilt from side to side. We focus on keeping the spine long. Now, if this is feeling too much for you, you're welcome to put your feet on the ground and focus on the twist. Otherwise, you can also add on. So notice I'm going to twist now. We're going to extend the opposite leg. We inhale, center. Exhale, return. Good. Inhale, curl up. We exhale, twist to the opposite side. That opposite leg extends. Inhale, return to center. Exhale, lower down. We're keeping it nice and slow today because you get the maximum effect in the waist. Good. 2 more here. Last one. And then we lower down. Final push here. Reset your spine if that's you, if you're even me, right? Sometimes over time you start to fatigue and you lose that alignment. That's super important Pilates to be aware of. We inhale, prepare, we exhale, curl up. We're going to twist to the right hand side, left leg extends, and we're going to pulse it up here for 6. Lead with the chest for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. Take a mini break. We go to the other side now. Inhale, curl up. Exhale, twist. Right leg extends. We pulse it up for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. You're going to have a big smile because it's worth it at the end for 2 and 1. And we let everything go. Give yourself a big hug there. So you should have felt, you start to feel it very much in this core section. Now, thankfully, the next part is much more subtle. So you have a little bit of a break here. And we're going into a classic move called the one leg circle. Ball you can use are entirely optional. Now, to set this up, if you have the ball, you're going to place it underneath your right ankle. If not, absolutely fine. You keep that right leg long. Spine is neutral. And your left leg at this time is going to be in tabletop. Hands are by your sides, acting as a base of support. Spine is neutral. We pretend there's a pencil on the tip of the knee. And our goal is to draw circles with that knee whilst, again, preventing the pelvis from rocking left to right or front to back like a sailboat. From here, we turn that knee out towards that left, and then we finish the circle by going across the midline. We inhale, take the knee out to the left, and we exhale, finish the circle. We've got 2 more like this. Now you can keep going with this leg orientation, or you can take the leg up to the sky if your hamstring is feeling up for it, and we can continue that circular movement. And your goal is to use those obliques less in a rotational mode, but to keep your pelvis from rotating. 2 more. Then we're going to go other way. So start with the midline, and then we draw the circle. Draw the circle towards the midline, and then we finish it off. Now remember, you can use your knee or the leg, up to you. 2 more. Last one. And then we return the knee down, bring it to the floor first, bring both knees together, and we swap sides. So if you've got that ball, it's going to be on the left ankle. Reset your spine to neutral, bring the leg to tabletop, and we go again. This time, right knee has the pencil. Take the circle out to the side, and then bring it back in. Take the circle out to the side, and then bring it back in. 2 more like this. Option to stay or continue, but using your toe as the pencil. 2 more. Now we go the other way. This is where it counts, where you need to be totally aware of what the obliques are doing. There should be a degree of tension. And then the spine is still in that neutral position. 2 more. Last one. And then we bring it all back in. Now the ball was there to help ensure that
If it was starting to wiggle, then you knew your pelvis was moving. Now, of course, if you don't have that there, it's totally fine. It's just a nice way to use the ball to help you figure out what's going on. Awesome. We're going to move into a shoulder bridge series where we get to use our obliques in a different way, but also work into the glutes. I have my weights here as well. Now you're welcome to use these if you would like. So starting in your neutral position, my heels are towards my butt and they're in line with my sit bones. We take an inhale to prepare, keep the weights down for the moment. As we exhale, lift up. Now, standard bridge, everyone knows what a bridge looks like. Nothing fancy about that, but today's focus, as I said, is obliques. I want you to have a look at the line of the pelvis here. Is it one straight line that is in line with parallel to the floor? Are we noticing a dip? So this is where our glutes need to work hard to ensure the pelvis is level. Good. From here, we reach the hands up to the sky and we start to work into our arms. We open out the arms to the side and then bring it back in. Arms to the side, bring it back in. You're welcome to check what's going on with the pelvis. Are my obliques working to keep my hips upright? 2 more. Last one, we keep the arms up to the sky. Then from here, back to the pelvis. Now we drop the hips and lift. Drop the hips and lift. Now as I'm lifting, I'm also thinking about a slight tuck of the pelvis to prevent me arching my back too far. So tailbone's feeding slightly under, my hips are level. 2 more. Last one, we hold. We go the arms again for 4, 3, 2, last one, and then we lower down. Part 2, are we ready? So in part 2, we're going to add an extra challenge with the legs where we're going to work with one leg moving whilst the other one's keeping us stable. So to start off with, we keep our arms on the floor. We reach our hips up to the sky, back to that bridge position. And then we take one leg up to tabletop. So we start to look at our pelvis and you might start to see the pelvis dip or lift up. So this is where the obliques have to switch on. From here, we tap the floor and lift. Tap the floor and lift. Now there's a lot of options you can take here. If this is feeling comfortable for you and you want to focus on making sure the hip bones are upright, totally fine. Otherwise, you can start to take the arms up to the sky. Lots of options here. 2 more. We keep the leg up in 1. Here's your finale. Keep your hips lifted here. We drop the hips down and lift. Drop the hips and lift. You've got 4 and 3. Last 2 and 1 and hold. And then we lower everything down. We switch sides now. You now know where we're going. So from here, reset your spine, reset your position. You now know what you would like to do with the arms as well. We lift the hips up to the sky, slight tuck of the pelvis. Left leg goes into tabletop. From here, we tap the floor and lift. And take a moment to notice what's going on. Are my hips in the same line as each other? Do I feel like I need my hands up to the sky? And remember, if you try things and it doesn't quite work, it's okay. You're at home. You get to play around. 2 more here. Last one, we lift up into tabletop. We drop the hips and lift. Drop the hips and lift. Squeezing into that right glute, right heel. 4 more here. 3, 2. Last one and hold. Whew. Drop the hips down, feet down. And that's your shoulder bridge section done. Excellent stuff. So finding now your weights, we're going to add some more love to our quads. So from here, we start in our thigh dancing position. So we're on a kneeling position to start. You're welcome to fold your mat into 2 if you need a little bit more support in the knees. From here, we start with our arms by the sides. We roll the shoulder blades back and down. That tuck of the pelvis that we met in the bridge applies here as well to keep the core connected. From here, we inhale to prepare, we grow tall. As you exhale, just focusing on the lean here. So notice I'm one long line,
from shoulders, hips, knees. We're not bending. Inhale, return to center to start. Lean back, then lean forward. And you'll start to feel a sensation in your quads. So the glutes had a lot of fun in the last section. Now we're working on the thighs. Keep squeezing into the glutes though. Keep the hip flexors in a lengthened position. Now from here, we start to reach the arms away from us as we lean. Away from us as we lean. Good. 2 more. And we're gonna add on here. So we're gonna reach the arms out to the side, and then we bring it back to the side. Arms in front. Arms to the side. Arms to the front. 2 more like this. And then we're going to hold. From here, keeping the arms where they are. This is going to be fun now. Bending the elbows, reaching them away. Bending the elbows, reaching away. Notice my elbows are in line with my shoulders. 4 more here. 3, 2, last one. And we have a release here. And then we go again. I'm going to turn around to show you this last bit actually. It's the same thing. We're going to use a lateral raise. So we're leaning back to a lateral raise. We're going to lean back to our lateral raise and we hold. We draw the hands down, reach them up. Hands down, hands up. Keep breathing for 4, 3, 2, last one, hold. And then go back to center, back to start. Take a moment to breathe there. I'm going to grab some water. Don't want you all to think that I'm totally infallible. This is quite the workout. Excellent job. Now from here, we move the weights away. We'll come back to those to finish. We're going to add some tricep and bicep love, but we're going to use a lot of the technique we do in the core on some push-ups. So we start with our hands and knees into the 4-point kneel position. Our elbows are pointing backward like what we said before. We roll the shoulder blades back and down. And our spine is in neutral. We walk our hands forward once, twice, and then we draw the hips forward. And you'll notice it's the same position like when we were kneeling. So I'm going to teach this on knees. You're welcome to go start in a full plank position. And that rib to hip connection that we've been speaking about all class still comes back. This is your very fancy startup with your push-ups. Then from here, Pilates push-ups, you lower down in 3, 2, and 1, push back up. Now notice my elbows are pointing behind. This is so we encourage the tricep workout. Push back up. Don't forget to breathe here, chest lowering down in between the thighs. You've got 2 more here. We last one, and we hold, and we lengthen the neck. We hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We push back up. Find your child's pose. And then we return back to center here. And we go again. This time, we focus our shoulders and our neck on this time. Connecting the ribs to hips, like what we did before. And we go again. We lower down 3, 2, and 1. Push back up. 3, 2, and 1. Push back up. 2 more, and then we've got the hold. Last time here, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Keep breathing here. This is where it counts for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push it all the way back. Excellent job. And return back to center. And now we're in our final exercise. Now, I like to add this because it really finishes off Pilates. So any sort of, everything that we've just worked on in this class today all comes together with this big bang. It's a mixture of plank, it's a mixture of oblique waist, and all the principles applied around the body. So it has a bit of a fancy setup. We start off with our hands and knees again in 4-point kneel, and we find our plank. Now you can do this on your forearms, but I'll just demonstrate on my hands to start off with. We look to our feet, and we look at our right foot. We sweep it past our left. So now my left toes are with my right. From here, we drop both sets of heels down to the floor. So my right outer blade and left inner arch of the foot are now on the ground. From here, we drop the hips down and we use the hips to the waist, the obliques to lift us up. So we pike, we drop it down, we lift it up. So all our waist is doing the work here. We look forward and smile because it will all be over soon. You get to celebrate your efforts. You've got 4 and 3, 2, last one, pike and hold, looking at your feet for 2 and 1, lower back down. I'm going to show you the other side on forearm position. So we do this again. We find our plank, looking at our toes, the left foot sweeps past the right. Right toes are to the right of the left. We drop the left outer blade, the left inner foot. Sorry, that's my left outer blade, right inner foot. And we lift up and down. The waist is doing all the work here. 4, 6, 5, 4, and 3. Keep smiling. 2, last one, and hold. Hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. We lower all the way down. And we breathe. It's all stretching from here. Take a nice big breath in. And we return to that child's pose position, reaching our hands out to the side. Right side body stretching. Returning back to center. Left side body stretching. Return your hands to center. Let's find our downward dog together. Pedaling the feet, pedaling the thighs, alternating the thighs to stretch. Then from here, take the right knee, bring it to the right wrist, pigeon stretch. Feel free to surrender to your elbows. Enjoy the stretch, you've deserved it. If it's one thing I hope you've learned today is how much the obliques can help to rotate and avoid rotation, using some of the exercises that you may have already been well familiar with. Inhale to surrender just that little bit more, and exhale, let it all out. Really nice. Hands to floor, press into your hands, find that downward dog position again. Left knee to left wrist. Take the big breaths in if you need it. And exhale, let it all go. You've deserved it. Stretching it all out. Inhale. Let it go once more in here. And then return yourself back to center. Let's join the soles of the feet together. Knees out wide. Grow tall first, and we want to keep the spine in that lengthened position. So lead with the chest as you exhale. And you'll feel a stretch in the inner thighs. Tuck the chin in slightly. Neck is long. Inhale. And we exhale, bring it back. Return to start. Then from here, cross the legs. Reach the left hand up to the sky. Exhale, twist towards your right. Look over your right shoulder. Grow tall. Inhale. And then we exhale, return back to center. We go the other side. Reach your hand up. We exhale, twist. Grow tall. And hopefully your hip bones are still pointing forward. Inhale. Exhale, twisting back. Arms stretched to finish off. Take one arm across the body, doesn't matter which. We'll feel the stretch along the back of the shoulder. Tricep stretchy, same hand goes in the middle of the body. And you're welcome to side bend here as well. Inhale back to center, other side. Reach the arm across the body, take it behind you.
Opposite hand pushes down, side bend, if that feels good. Inhale, return to center. From here, I'm just going to turn slightly so you can see what I'm doing with my back here. Final flex, I'm looking at my belly, have tilted my pelvis back, neck is long. Exhale, pushing the knees, extend. Chest towards where the ceiling and the wall meet. Return to center. I'll turn to face you once more. Grow nice and tall for me one last time. Take a big breath in. Close your eyes down. And then exhale. Let it all go. Hands to heart center. And you're done. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care now.